To Sanaa-based journalist Hussain al-Bukhaiti joining us from Sanaa this hour. Thanks for your time. First of all, can you tell us how much damage has been caused in Sanaa as a result of these strikes?
The strike that has been conducted today has focused on Sanaa airport. More than 15 airstrikes have targeted several areas inside the airport compound, and as well they have targeted the two main power stations, one south of Sanaa and another one is west of Sanaa, and as well some power generators in around Sanaa. They have as well targeted the cement factory in Amran city north of Sanaa. We know that the Israeli has conducted a few days ago as well another attacks against a cement factory in Hodeidah, east of Hodeidah city. And what actually here in Yemen they are saying, the government of Yemen has announced just a few minutes ago, they say despite this attack by the Israeli regime on Yemen, Yemeni will not stop their attack and they will continue and might expand their attack against the Zionist regime. And the only way that Yemen will stop is when the Israeli will stop their attack and the genocide and the killing of the Palestinian people.
So how are we to understand that statement? How are we to understand that statement? And how are what are the Houthis' options going forward in the short-term future?
I believe that in a response to this attack of today on Sanaa, I believe that in the coming hours, the Yemeni army might launch a major attack against Israeli ports, Israeli Ben Gurion airport, because they have announced a few days ago here in Sanaa that airport will be closed. And I believe that at this time, after this huge attack against Sanaa, Yemeni might launch attack not only using one ballistic missile, they could launch dozens of ballistic missiles and as well drones and cruise missiles. And if we've seen that latest missile that hit inside Ben Gurion airport, it was a new type of missile that Yemeni has used for the first time, because in the statement of the Yemeni army they has not mentioned the name of the missile. They always actually do mention it's either Palestine 2 or Dul Ghifar ballistic missile, but this time I believe the Yemeni has entered the new types of missiles which has successfully actually to penetrate the Zionist state air defense. We know that they have 3 layers of air defense, and as well one layer of air defense with the Patriot THAAD US missile defense missiles.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Bukhaiti.
Shows that Yemeni now is capable of having those missiles.
Mr. Bukhaiti, let me ask you this. I mean, as our correspondent was saying just a moment ago, what the Israelis might be trying to do is they're trying to pressure the environment, right? And when they strike the Hodeidah port, for example, that's about 80% of the food aid and the humanitarian aid comes into that port from Hodeidah. So the Houthis, many would say, are more isolated than ever. They're standing alone. And Israel feels like it can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. So doesn't that change the calculus for the Houthis?
To be honest with you, the Yemeni army, as they call them, the Houthi, they are not standing alone in this fight. Even though in Yemen we has been fighting each other, it's the first time that all the Yemeni actually are united behind the Houthi and Yemeni armed force attack against Israel, because the only one thing that unite all Yemeni is Palestine, and Yemeni has been always with the Palestinian people. And regarding this port, we remember that this port has been closed for many years during the Saudi-led war and aggression by Saudi and United Arab Emirates, and as well it has been bombed tens of times, and Yemeni has come under 300,000 of Saudi and UAE airstrike, which was supported directly by the United States and Britain. Did that stop Yemen from launching attack against Israel? Did that affect the capability of Yemeni army? No, it hasn't. And instead of Yemen at that time being under blockade, now they are the one who forming a blockade against Israeli in the Red Sea, and as well they are the one who are facing the United States. So they are used to this type of attack. We know the last few months the United States have launched thousands of airstrikes against Yemen. The Israeli themselves, they have bombed those power station and as well Sanaa airport many times. Did that affect Yemenis? No. They said clearly here in Sanaa they will only stop their attack against Israel if they will lift the blockade, stop the genocide. And this demand is not only the demand of Yemen, it's the demand of the international court, it's the demand of the United Nations, of Oxfam, of Amnesty International, of human rights groups. So what Yemeni actually doing, they are trying to implement international law by forcing Israel to stop the killing of the Palestinian people and to lift the blockade.
Okay, we will leave it there. Hussain al-Bukhaiti, you're a Sanaa-based journalist. Thank you so much for speaking to us from Yemen this hour.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.